Sir, the supervisor contacted us. You're required to pay for that bottle and exit the store. I've already paid. The receipt is right here in my hand.
The fluorescent lighting inside Savamart hummed overhead on a Thursday afternoon in Columbus, Ohio. Officer Todd Harrison stepped through the sliding doors at exactly 2:40 p.m., responding to a reported shoplifting incident. The individual he was about to approach had committed absolutely no wrongdoing. He was Master Sergeant Jamal Williams, a 37-year-old black combat veteran with 2 Bronze Stars, 15 years of military service, and a flawless record. Jamal had just completed a grocery run for his elderly mother, who was recovering from hip surgery. Over the next 12 minutes, Officer Harrison would make choices that would cost him his badge, his career, and his future in policing. Every second of what unfolded was captured by 4 separate security cameras. Where are you watching from right now? Drop your city or country in the comments, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, because this story is about to intensify. You won't want to miss what comes next. Jamal Williams stood 6 feet tall, his posture rigid from years of military discipline. That Thursday afternoon, he was on 2 weeks of leave from Fort Benning, Georgia, visiting his mother in Columbus. She'd undergone hip replacement surgery 3 weeks earlier and was still struggling with mobility, so Jamal had flown in to assist her at home. One of his daily responsibilities was grocery shopping. His mother handed him a list that morning. Milk, eggs, chicken breast, fresh vegetables, bread, and a case of bottled water. Typical necessities for the upcoming week. Jamal moved through the store methodically. The same way he approached everything. He grabbed a cart, navigated the aisles, checked items off the list, and headed to the self-checkout once finished. The store was quiet. It was mid-afternoon on a weekday, leaving most checkout lanes empty. He scanned every item carefully. Beep milk. Beep eggs. Beep chicken. He processed the entire cart, bagged everything, and paid using his debit card. The receipt printed.
I'll pay with card.
He folded it and held it in his hand, planning to show his mother what he purchased. As he pushed the cart toward the exit, he reached into one bag and pulled out a bottle of water from the case he just bought. The store felt warm, and he'd been walking for 20 minutes. He opened the bottle and took a long sip. He didn't hesitate. The water was paid for. The receipt was in his hand. He was simply thirsty. But store manager Laura Kensington interpreted it differently. Laura was a 60-year-old white woman who'd worked at Savamart for 11 years, the last 4 as manager. She took pride in spotting shoplifters. She'd caught dozens over the years, and district management had praised her repeatedly for loss prevention. When she saw Jamal drinking from the bottle while still inside the store, something triggered in her mind. She saw a black man consuming merchandise before exiting. And despite lacking evidence, despite not checking cameras or verifying anything, she made an assumption. She moved quickly toward Jamal, her shoes clicking against the linoleum floor. "Excuse me, sir? Sir, did you pay for that water?" Jamal stopped and turned. He was familiar with moments like this. They happened more often than he cared to admit. The suspicion. The assumptions. The constant need to prove he belonged. Prove he paid. Prove he wasn't a criminal. "Yes, ma'am," he replied calmly. "I just checked out." He raised the receipt still in his hand. "Everything's on here." Laura didn't examine it. She didn't take it to verify. Her mind was already made up. "I need you to come with me to the office so we can confirm that." Jamal felt his jaw tighten. "You can verify it right here." The receipt's time-stamped. "It shows I paid 3 minutes ago. Look at it. Store policy requires verification in the office. There shouldn't be a question. I'm showing you the receipt." Laura's expression stiffened. "Sir, I'm asking you to cooperate. If you refuse, I'll have to contact the police." Jamal inhaled slowly. He'd faced combat. He'd been under fire. He'd seen things that haunted people for life. But being accused of stealing water he'd paid for made his blood pressure spike in a way firefights never had. "Ma'am, call whoever you want. I'm not going to an office when I've done nothing wrong. I paid for my groceries. Here's the receipt with my card number and timestamp." Check your cameras if you don't believe me. But I won't be treated like a criminal for shopping while black. The words came out sharper than intended, but he was exhausted. Exhausted from being followed. Watched. Treated like a suspect. Forced to prove innocence just for existing. Laura dialed 911. Officer Todd Harrison was 2 blocks away when dispatch came over the radio. Retail theft in progress at Savamart, 2847 Henderson Avenue. Manager reports subject consuming merchandise and refusing cooperation. Todd was 29, with 5 years on the Columbus Police Department. He enjoyed his job, especially the authority of the uniform. He liked how people changed when he arrived. The power. The control. He activated his lights and arrived within 3 minutes. He entered with his hand already resting near his service weapon. A stance he'd developed early to assert dominance. Laura met him near the entrance, speaking rapidly. "Thank God you're here. That man over there." She pointed at Jamal. "He drank a water without paying and refuses to come verify." Todd followed her gesture. He saw Jamal Williams standing beside his cart. A black man in his 30s wearing jeans and a plain t-shirt, arms crossed, visibly frustrated but not aggressive. In Todd's mind, the conclusion was instant. Black man. Theft accusation. Manager calling police. Enough said? He approached with the same dominant posture. "Sir," the manager called. "You need to pay for that water and leave." Jamal lifted the receipt again. "I already paid. The receipt's right here in my hand." Todd barely looked. "Don't walk away. Put your hands where I can see them." Jamal hadn't moved. "I'm holding groceries. I'm trying to show you the receipt. Drop the bags now." Quick question for you watching. Have you ever been accused of something you didn't do? Type yes in the comments if this has happened to you. Jamal carefully placed the grocery bags down. Slowly. Deliberately. No sudden movements. He knew how fast things could turn deadly. "Officer, I paid for everything in this cart. The receipt shows every item. It's time-stamped 4 minutes ago. The cameras will show me scanning and paying, including the water." Todd grabbed the receipt, glanced for 2 seconds, not reading anything. "How do I know this is yours? How do I know you didn't pick it up off the floor?" Jamal stared in disbelief. "You're serious? The receipt's timestamped 4 minutes ago. The card number matches my debit card. The items match my cart. The cameras will show everything." Todd's expression hardened. He didn't like being challenged. Especially by someone he'd already labeled a suspect. "Turn around. Hands behind your back." "For what? What crime?" "Retail theft and disorderly conduct." "I haven't stolen anything." "I'm calm. Asking questions isn't disorderly." "You're arguing." "That's disorderly." Jamal felt his training kick in. Stay calm. Don't escalate. But another part of him refused to accept injustice. "I'm requesting your supervisor." Todd laughed. "You think you're special? I'm a master sergeant in the United States Army. I'm on leave visiting my mother. I've done nothing wrong." "I formally request your supervisor." "Sure you are. Turn around." Customers had stopped. Phones came out. Todd grabbed Jamal's arm. "You're resisting arrest," Todd announced. "I'm standing still. Asking for a supervisor." Todd yanked his arm back. Jamal's injured shoulder screamed, the same shoulder damaged by shrapnel in Afghanistan. "That's my injured shoulder," Jamal said. "Should have thought about that before stealing." "I didn't steal." The cuffs clicked tight. Too tight. Numbness set in. A woman stepped forward. "Officer, I watched him pay." Todd ignored her. A student said, "I have video. Step back or I'll arrest you." Jamal stood handcuffed. Groceries beside him. Receipt on the floor. A crowd watched a black veteran arrested for buying water. Todd dragged him toward the exit. "My groceries. You should have thought of that." Outside into the patrol car. Plastic seat. Metal cage. Pain. Rage. Injustice. Todd radioed dispatch. Inside the store, video surfaced. Proof. Laura realized her mistake. She rushed outside. He paid for everything. Todd stared. I was wrong. Todd doubled down. He was disorderly. He wasn't. It's not up to you. Todd drove to the station. Booking. Miguel Alvarez found the military ID. Call your supervisor. Lieutenant Crossman arrived. This arrest was improper. Jamal demanded documentation. Released 2 hours later. Military lawyers. Internal affairs. Investigation. Pattern. Termination. Settlement. Policy changes. Public apology. Jamal spoke. I served this country. And I was arrested for groceries. The footage went viral. Laura was fired. Todd was unemployable. Jamal returned to duty. 1 bottle of water. 1 receipt. 1 assumption. If this made you think, share it. Subscribe. Comment below. See you next time.